Hey everybody, and welcome to my N5 series in the SP404 mk2, where I cover a topic in about 5 minutes. This is session 44.2, and today I was like all excited to be like, oh, let's go export patterns, and I forgot there is no pattern export. You have to export your entire project. So let's just really quick, we're gonna go over, we've got banks A through J that are samples, and if we switch over to pattern select, we've got the same thing. We've got banks A through J that are patterns. Unfortunately, we can't export these patterns as MIDI, and to some extent, I kind of get it because it's probably not really storing any of this data as MIDI. They're probably doing some sort of internal format for Roland so that it can map, doesn't have to deal with all the MIDI channels, and it's just doing pad bank and pad and velocity and a few other things. It's not dealing with all the other MIDI stuff. So we can't come in and go shift import export. As you can even see when I do it, when we're in pattern mode, it just pops up and says, please exit pattern select. So the only thing we can do is hold shift, pad 14, go to import export. So we're stuck now having to export all of the projects. And if you're not aware, if you hold shift and project, you're going to have projects, or you can have up to 16 projects. Each project contains all of your pad data for whatever you have for samples on each pad, as well as all the project patterns on each pad across all your pad banks. And if I go to project 1, for example, this is all of the samples that I recorded for the sample advent calendar that I posted up for free. So if you guys want samples, go nuts. You can download this stuff. I'm just showing you. It's there. Like every single pad bank every single bank has samples in here. So this thing's chock full. And similarly, I've got on here, I could just switch over to project 2, which would load up all the samples from the advent calendar days 11 through 20. Project 3 is the sample advent calendar days 21 through 30. And then project 4 is just one where I've been kind of doing the next N5 series of videos to kind of keep going from there. So, and I can freely switch between these. It's just going to restore or get all of the pads set up correctly and appropriately. So that's projects, if you don't know, but you can certainly store an awful lot of samples and patterns and never even have to deal with backing up or restoring. You can just switch between them at will and do all kinds of fun stuff. So that said, though, let's say we do want to back something up. I can hold shift and pad 14. And let's say I want to export a project, and I want to do project 1. So I just touch whichever project I want, and it's not blinking 5 through 16 because I don't have any projects on them right now. And we're just going to hit enter. And this is just exporting all of the samples and all the patterns that I have on project 1. It's just writing it out to the SD card. So all this is on the SD card. After I've done this backup, I can just copy the project off of the SD card on my computer or otherwise manipulate it to whatever I want there. And that's done. So now let's say we want to do a restore. Let's say I want those samples on project 5 because I want to go do some processing on them. All I have to do, and we'll go check first. So if I go shift and subpad again, you can see there's nothing on project 5. So let's go shift, import, export. I'm going to say import from SD card project. You can see it says folder error. That's because it doesn't know what folder to pull from. So what we have to do is hit roll so you can change folder. I suspect it's going to the folder that I was in from the samples when I in the previous video where I was doing an import. And you can see it says project 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could load up 5. I don't remember what's on it. Probably some other work I was doing previously for some other videos. But anyway, so I want to import project 1. I want to put it on pad 5. So now it's red. So it's telling me that's where it's going to load. And I just hit enter. And now it's going to import all those samples off of the SD card, all the patterns off the SD card, and it's going to put it into project 5. This operation takes a little while, but what it's effectively doing is just to go over it again, we've saved project 1 to and exported it to the SD card. And now we're loading that project 1 from the SD card onto pad bank 5. And it will have all the samples and patterns that I don't know that I had any patterns, but if I did, we'll check it out. So now we're going to go shift project, move to 5. And once it's done, sounds the same as what was on project 1. See, do I have any patterns? Oh, I do. So these are some patterns that I'd saved. So yeah, is it the best way to deal with saving patterns? Probably not perfect, but because you have to do all this other work. But if you do want to back up your patterns, you're going to have to do it as part of the project. So that's a way that you can import and export your projects. You can also, if you don't want to do all those steps, let's go add a pattern select here and go shift project. And you can actually go copy and just copy projects across. So if I wanted 2 on 5, project 2 on project 6, I can do that, or go exit that. Go to I can overwrite project 2 onto project 5. You know, you can do all that fun stuff. You can even go delete. Actually, I gotta get out of that. You can go delete, and you can hit your project that you want to delete, because I don't need to have a duplicate of this. So that's deleted now. And now I'm still on project 5, and there's absolutely nothing on it. Back to project 1, and I'll just show you. I mean, project 1's still here. All there. So anyway, guys, I hope that helps you out for how you might deal with or manage projects. I'll catch you on the next video. Keep having fun. Keep making music. If it sounds good, it is good. And peace.